welcome in and happy Tuesday.
Yes, hello, hello.
It is
Chit
Tuesday.
Chat Tuesday.
It feels like Friday. It's been a long week. I don't know how you guys feel, but this has been a long, long week. It's only Tuesday. So I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for popping in for our Chit Chat Tuesday. It's been a minute. Well, a few weeks. We've been live. We were live recently on a ship that we're going to talk about during this live stream. We appreciate you guys all popping in to chat with us this Tuesday. Let's see who we have here in the chat. Parker's on the go. Thanks for being here, fam. Says happy Tuesday. We appreciate you guys being here and always being supportive. And thank you for being channel members. Phil and D's Travel Spree. What's up with you guys? Welcome in, welcome in. And congratulations on your big news. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, head over and follow Phil and D's Travel Spree. Check them out on Instagram. But congratulations, guys. Felicia Holmes, welcome in. How are you doing? Felicia Hall, welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you, and thanks for being a channel member. Miss Ryson, welcome in. Hello, hello. Parker Slingo says, hey, everyone, make sure you go ahead and hit that like on the way in and share the stream. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Parker's on the go. And you guys be sure to check Parker's on the go out as well. We have a lot of content creators here today, so we appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to multitask here. Let's see here. Ella McKinley, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Good evening, good evening. Jonathan Page, another channel member. And Ella McKinley, thank you for being a channel member. Happy Tuesday to you guys. My cruising family, welcome in, welcome in. I really enjoyed your vlog you had out, was it last week or was it this past weekend? Talking about planning a trip to Africa. So guys, be sure to check that out. Lots of detail as far as the planning process, the cost, things like that. I really did enjoy that. Welcome in. We Trippin'. Thanks for being here. Hello, hello. I actually was watching your Enchanted Princess vlogs. Be sure to check out We Trippin'. They just recently sailed on Enchanted Princess, I believe it was. You might still be on, or did you just get off? I think you just got off. But he was rolling those vlogs. They were rolling the vlogs out while they were cruising. So really did enjoy that series.
They must have had good internet.
They probably did. Princess has pretty good internet. Yeah. Yeah, and I love their Princess Premier package. All right, we're not going to be too chatty because we have some guests waiting to bring them on. But just want to make sure I'm speaking to everyone. If I missed you, hello, hello. Let me go over to Facebook real quick because we do have people watching it, hopefully, on Facebook. Let me see if I can find the stream because I never can. Let's see. Let me refresh this. But if you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you guys tuning in from Facebook. Looks like we have 60 people currently watching, so we appreciate you guys popping in. And let's see. Oh, we are live on Facebook. Sorry, David Ruffin's already scratching. Welcome in, Chrissy Salinas, Lala, and Maureen watching from Facebook. We appreciate you guys tuning in from there. But guys, welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in today. Just a couple of things that I wanted to just talk about before we bring our special guests on. I'm super excited to have people on our chit chat. We're going to start doing more of this. So guys, if there's a content creator or content creators that you want to see join us for Chit Chat Tuesday, drop those in the chat because we're going to be doing some outreach, trying to bring on more channels, more people, because we always share our perspective on cruising. But we want you guys to hear from others. If you don't, some of these people you probably already follow. I'm sure you guys follow. If you don't follow our guests today, you might want to head over right now to their channel because we are giving away a couple of Margaritaville at Sea Islander prizes. Let me drop their link in the chat.
While you're doing that, so you said that we was going to have more content creators, so you're not trying to replace me because my numbers were low? Because that's what I thought the whole thing was about, so that you wouldn't have to see my smiling face every...
No, I think it's kind of good to switch things up and...
Hold on, is there a hidden meaning behind that? What you trying to say? We might have to pause.
Hold on, I am dropping their link. I can't figure this out. Dropping their link in the chat. Guys, just take a moment while I talk to head over and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, because we're going to select one lucky winner who is going to win a couple of things that we were able to collect from the media / inaugural cruises that we were on for Margaritaville at Sea. But a couple of things, guys. We hit 20K subscribers. Yes, 20K, yes. We are super, super excited. We just want to thank you all for following along on our journey. It has been a long journey. We've been doing this now. September will make 3 years. So we've just been trying to, push out as much content as we can. And we are just so thankful that you guys support us and you guys watch our videos. And we're growing, so we're just so thankful. So we hit 20K the other day. Was so excited.
Now it hasn't
about
been
that
full time 3 years, but it's been.
Yeah, it has. It's been a full time 1 year with me not working in school, but it's been about almost 3 years on YouTube in general, with us with cruising anyway. So we just want to thank you guys for that. We really do appreciate it. Just a couple other things. So since we've hit 20K, we are in the process of trying to revamp our channel a little bit. We will still be bringing you guys Friday vlogs. We will still have lots of cruise vlogs, but we're going to be doing some things differently. And you might notice this in some of our vlogs. You'll notice it this Friday with our TGI Friday release that we're going to do things a little bit differently. So we're going to be having more informative vlogs coming to you guys. So we have a series of port guides that will start rolling out. I'm hoping to get the first one out tomorrow. It's in the works. Just been so busy. So we're going to have some port guides. We're going to have some ship tours. We're going to have some first-time cruiser tips. Just some videos dedicated strictly to those because we kind of talk about these things throughout our vlogs, but we want to put them in one place for those who are looking for a reference, when you take your cruise. So look for that. We will start doing more ship tours, guys. I don't know if you realize it, but our Margaritaville at Sea tour, we don't tend to do ship tours. Mm-hmm. We decided to do one on this sailing, and it's at pretty much, I think, 30,000 views already. So that was a sign for me that maybe we should do some ship tours. And actually, we had JJ Cruise. They were on board with us. And when I saw them on board, they were like, hey, we loved your ship tour. If you guys don't know JJ Cruise, be sure to follow them. They're like, we love your ship tour. And we actually kind of watched it to kind of figure out what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do our ship tour. So that for me is an honor. If a really large channel is saying that, and that was unsolicited. So I was proud about that. So more ship tours will be coming and things like that. But yeah, our next goal is to hit 25K subscribers. And guys, if we do that by August 31st, so right now we're at like 20,100 or so. Mm-hmm. If we can get to 25,000 subscribers by August 31st,
what you gonna do?
We are gonna give away another cruise. And if you recall,
shut the front door.
Stop. When we hit 10K, whenever we hit 10K last year sometime, mm-hmm. we did give away a cruise for our upcoming group cruise, which is next week. So our lucky winner from that cruise, we will be able to meet on this upcoming group cruise. And we have a group cruise next year on Carnival Conquest going to Carnival's new destination, Celebration Key. So we are going to be giving away a cabin for one of our lucky subscribers if we hit, or maybe I should say when we hit 25,000 on August 31st.
Yes, okay.
All right. And then there's a couple other announcements, and we're going to keep it rolling. Upcoming cruises. We have MSC Seashore. We will be on board next week, 4th of July, with our group cruise. 147 people will be joining us. We're super excited. I'm super stressed trying to get all this organized, but we're so excited to have so many people join us for one of our first official group cruises. So super excited for that. Following that, I will be on Utopia of the Seas with Dyson. That will be a mom and son cruise. The reason it changed, originally the whole family was going on the inaugural, but you guys know Royal Caribbean changed the inaugural, and it is now the 22nd. So I was like, there's no point of the whole family going on it. The cost was, so we just changed that up. Followed by a couple days after that, I'll be on board Carnival Horizon with Jo Marie and Auntie Sister Cheryl. So she will be on board Carnival Horizon for life with these group cruise. And then we have a couple other cruises in between. I have a very, very special cruise in August, and I'm not going to announce. You're going to see when it happens. And then we have other cruises coming along with just some highlights. Sun Princess we have in October. We've been invited on board for their media preview cruise before the U.S. inaugural, and then we will be on board for the U.S. inaugural as well. So super excited for that. Other series we have coming up, Carnival Venecia will finish up this Friday. And it'll be a different vlog because I'm going to be comparing two different excursions. One booked through Carnival, one booked through a third party. 2 different days, 2 different excursions, kind of going the ins and outs of
the same type of
excursion or similar excursion. So we're going to kind of talk about the difference between booking third party versus the ship, what have you. But then other things, MSC Magnifica will be out soon. Discovery Princess, Busch Gardens, guys, we had our first sponsorship with Busch Gardens. I don't know if I announced that or if we just shared with channel members, but we were in Busch Gardens last week or the week before. And we have just a 1-part vlog series that we're going to push out for Busch Gardens, but we were so thrilled to be able to partner with them
in Tampa. Busch Gardens.
Yep. And then we probably will have some Margaritaville at Sea Islander coming out more. We had the media cruise come out, but we also had the inaugural cruise. But I'm debating whether we are going to push that out now or not, because there's some other amazing content creators out there that have tons and tons of content on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. And the special guests that we have on board that are, I'm about to pop them in here in a second, they were actually on board Margaritaville at Sea Islander with us. So I thought, hey, why not invite them on for Chit Chat Tuesday so we can kind of talk about our perspective, kind of what our thoughts were on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. So guys, if you have not, I think I dropped it in the chat. If you have not already, be sure you head over, subscribe to Your Favorite Couple, Shelton and Ke from Your Favorite Couple. Guys, they are fellow content creators as well as travel advisors. They have a lot of cruise vlogs out there, over 250, I believe. Cruise vlogs ranging from Virgin Voyages, Disney, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and guys, they are known as the pop-up cruisers because you don't know where they're popping up at. We've cruised with them, I think, 3 times. And I don't think we knew that they were on board until they were on board. So that's kind of the reputation they have in these cruise streets. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Your Favorite Couple, YFC. Guys, make sure you head over and subscribe. We're just going to talk about Margaritaville at Sea Islander. So if you have questions, be sure to drop those in the chat. If I did not speak to you guys, hello, welcome in for Chit Chat Tuesday. But we're going to get started. So if you have questions about Margaritaville at Sea, please put like a little ship or something in front of it so I know to scroll to those. But we're just going to talk Margaritaville at Sea. So we're going to welcome in Shelton and Ke. Let me see if I can do this right.
Hi.
All right. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Welcome in. Let me turn my volume up. Sorry. How are you guys doing?
We're tired, but we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you guys are tired. You guys stay. I mean, stay on cruise ships. So, and I know it can be tiring sometimes. So, welcome in. We appreciate. Can we see both of you? Oh, it's just our screen.
Okay.
Can we see? I want to make sure we can see you guys. There we go. Should I change? I don't know if I should change how the layout is or not. I guess I don't do this very often. So, but tell everyone watching. We have almost 100 people watching. Tell them a little bit about you two. Your favorite couple, Shelton and Ke.
Okay, well, my name is Shelton. And I'm Ke, and we're your favorite couple. So we when we started our channel, it actually started as it was his personal it was kind of like his personal storage space. Shelton was always recording everything with or without my knowledge, and he was always running out of memory every single time. So he started using his YouTube channel to store his content or our content. And one day, he shared something with the family, and they're like, "You guys should just release this. You should start a channel." So he released the video. We were like, "Oh my gosh, we got 5 views!" We were so excited. So. And so then eventually the 5 grew to 50, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, we're famous," So then, after eventually we started taking it seriously, and when we started, we didn't know like what our niche would be, because we like looking at houses, we like decorating, we like so many things. But one thing that we always did is that we always traveled before YouTube, during YouTube, and so we were like, you know what, let's put out one of our channel our travel videos. And when we did, it was about cruising. That's when we got like thousands of views. So it's like, that's what our channel is going to be about. And so Shelton would always say that, hey, everyone is somebody's favorite. Why not us? Hence the name Your Favorite Couple.
Yes. And we love it. And we love you guys, love your content. So how long have you guys been on YouTube? Did you mention that?
Seriously, it's been about, let's say about 2.5 years. Seriously. Now, if you look at it, it's probably going to say 8 years or more because it was his personal channel. But we became serious about 2.5 years ago.
You guys got real serious about it, apparently, because you guys have been back-to-back to back cruising. So
Oh
guys,
yes.
those of you following, if you guys are watching, guys, you guys love cruising. You will absolutely love your favorite couple on their channel because they keep the vlogs rolling. And you guys hit a huge milestone this week, or is it last week? This week, what was your milestone?
Yeah.
We just hit 5K.
It just hit 5K, so
Woo!
congratulations on hitting 5K. Guys, people don't realize it's a lot of work to get
Right.
It's
there,
a
to grow on
lot of
YouTube,
work.
and just that being consistent. And you guys have been doing it, and you guys have been putting in the work, so congratulations on that. And I'm sure you guys are going to be hitting 10K here soon with all the content you guys have coming out. So we're just super excited to be part of your family, part of this circle with you guys. But yeah, your content is amazing, so we
Oh,
love
thank
it.
you.
Now I'm gonna inject myself in here. When my darling wife Raquel was having me do the research and the prep work for you guys, I looked at some of those houses that you guys were in, and some of those houses were nice. I mean, they were really nice. I was quite impressed.
Oh, we love. That's what we love to do. Like that's still our love.
We,
And yeah.
we still do
So
that from like off camera. We just still go
yes.
browse
Yeah.
houses. Everybody thought we was real estate agents
Okay.
at that time.
And it's still maybe in the works for me personally because that's how much I love. But yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
Now we do share a connection. I did 18 years in Texas, and you guys are born and bred Texans, with Key having some time in Louisiana. So that's kind of good. But you guys in Texas don't have basements, though, do you?
Mm-hmm.
No basement.
Okay.
So, guys, I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to read comments. I'm just like all over the place. So I apologize. But so guys, you guys cruise a lot. What is your favorite part of cruising? What do you like most about cruising?
I love the fact that it's like a one-stop shop. It's like all inclusive. So all the food, the entertainment, the destinations, you wake up every day and on a different island, a different port. And I just love it. I don't know. It's like so far we were thinking about this yesterday. So for those of you who don't know, we just got off the celebrity reflection yesterday. And
Okay.
it's like I could go on another cruise. I just love the ocean.
Yes,
I
we love
just love
Yeah.
it.
I was trying to figure out, I'm like, are they still on the ship or are they off? Like, I couldn't remember, but I know you guys were getting off Margaritaville and going somewhere. And I'm like, are they still on it? I couldn't remember. So, but we have a lot of people in the chat speaking. Let's see, we have C with C. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in to everyone that's in the chat. Warm Strong Adventures was also on Margaritaville at sea.
Yes.
So be sure to check out Bill's content. Let's see, I'm just kind of scrolling. Looks like we have you guys make sure you're subscribed. So Phil and D says cruise crashers, pop-up cruisers. Always gotta keep your head on the swivel. And it's funny because I was watching your Margaritaville at sea, and when Life of V turned around, she was like, "What the?" That was hilarious. And
Oh
it's
my
great.
gosh.
You guys really
Okay,
pop
there's-
up, right?
The original plan was to pop up during the pre-cruise party,
Uh-huh.
but our flight was delayed, so we couldn't.
Got it. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. Let's see here. We also have people watching on Facebook. We have quite a few people on Facebook, so welcome in. Maureen, Deborah, Angelita. Belinda says, will you continue to be a cruise agent? Yeah, I'll continue being a cruise agent, even if we continue to grow. That's the whole point. And guys, also, YFC, you guys talk more about your travel agency because, guys, we focus on cruises. That is really all we do. But you guys, what do you guys do as far as your travel agency? Because there might be some viewers watching that may have reached out to me to book, and I'm like, hey, I don't do that. That you guys might. What do you guys focus on?
We actually focus more on cruising too because that's what we love. That's our passion. So I don't want to sell you on something that I can't even speak on.
Right.
So, but I do want to get into. We do want to get into more land resorts later.
Yeah,
But-
and we had at one point. At one point, I was focusing on the cruising. He was focusing on the land resorts. But we also have, excuse me, we had full-time jobs, and it became a lot to try to dig into the resorts and give people what they want. If we're going to put our name on it, we want it to be great.
Right.
So if we can't deliver you, all the details that you need in a timely manner, it's like, you know what? Let's focus on what it is that we can do professionally and efficiently and effectively. So that's why we just narrowed it down to just cruising. And maybe one day we'll branch out again into the all-inclusive resorts or land-based travel.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, if you're looking for, like I said, there's a travel advisor for everyone. If I'm not for you, check out YFC. There are tons of travel advisors, and it's nothing like booking with a travel advisor that has experience. They're giving you information in their vlogs. So yeah, definitely reach out. But
And hold on, I want to commend you guys for working together. I asked my wife if she would allow me to help. I get to plug in the mics and stuff, but other than that,
you guys know he's a workaholic, so he stays busy. He doesn't have time for what I'm doing.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about how they're working together as a couple. Hell, I didn't get any of that.
Yep. We have Mimi Coco says, "Hey, just watched y'all." So welcome in, Mimi. I'm assuming you're talking about
Oh,
YFC. Thanks for watching their channel. Just going through some of these comments. Portholes and Pixie Dust, welcome in. You guys were on Margaritaville at Sea as well, because I just followed you guys and I saw some of your amazing content. Yeah, Margaritaville Sea Islanders. Yes, and they said fresh off reflection. Yes, they are fresh off reflection. Let's see. Everyone speaking to YFC says these two are hilarious. They really are. They really are. Love their vlogs. Let's see
oh,
some other
thank God.
comments, but we're gonna get right into this. Hold on the go with YOLO. Welcome in, another channel member says, question YFC, how did you find Celebrity Reflection? Like, what were your thoughts on Celebrity Reflection?
Gosh, to be a older ship, it was very nice. Very nice. You know, it's celebrity. So this was pretty much our second time on this ship. The first time we vlog it, which you guys will see later. The second time, which we just got off, we didn't vlog that cruise at all. That was different for me, different for us. You know, I vlogged mentally on that one. But the ship is nice. The food was great. The customer service was top tier.
Yes, and we after so many cruises, we just said what we would do is we would start doing a non-vlogging cruise just so the two of us can just simply sit back, relax, and enjoy. And in order to make that happen, it has to be a repeat sailing. Because if it's not, then we're going to want to cruise, show you the ship, etc. And so the first time around, we had, you know, it was an excellent time. This time, it was still the same, but they had more people on there. So it was a little bit more crowded. There were more kids because, you know, summertime, school's out. The last time we were able to sneak away during the school year, and there weren't that many kids. But it's still, for it to be an older ship, like Shelton said, it was still nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those vlogs because that'll probably be our next or my next celebrity cruise ship because it's reasonably priced. You know, I'll give you another taste. You know, coming off of Ascent, you know, with it being an older ship, I just kind of like to have a variety of different types of ships. So I'm like, that'll probably be my next celebrity cruise.
I just got one more question. So Shelton, your wife lets you use the camera too? You get the vlogs? Come on, man.
Guys, he be vlogging and not even hit record, so we don't do that. We don't have time to waste. I have Diane P. She says, as a new cruiser, I love to see a video on booking a last minute cruise, and are there really cost savings? As travel advisors, what's your answer to that? Is it cost saving to wait till the last minute?
I would, in all honesty, I would lead you to book early if possible.
Right.
Because you know you get more savings booking early. Very rarely do you really reap a benefit and wait until the last minute. And I know we get the name as pop-up cruisers, and some people think that, oh, they just waited to the last minute, booked and popped up. That's not what we do. We book early. We just don't tell people that we booked it.
Right.
So to them, we've done it last minute. So as an advisor, I would always suggest booking as early as you possibly can, unless, you know, I know sometimes they do have Carnival specifically have those last minute pack and go trips, but you typically get a better bang for your buck in booking early.
You got to think about the other things that comes along with just booking a last minute cruise, such as hotel, flights, all of those extra expense that comes up. So I don't recommend booking last minute unless you have to.
Or you live in a port area. You
live in a
right.
port area.
Right.
Yeah.
I 100% agree because I think pre-COVID, you might catch a last minute deal. Those things don't exist anymore. Cruise ships are selling out. So yeah, book early, book early, book early. But let's get into Margaritaville at Sea Islander. So for those of you who don't know, Margaritaville at Sea is a newer cruise line. They started about 3 years ago. They took over Bahamas Paradise, and the first ship was Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, and then they just a couple weeks ago pushed out their second ship, which is Margaritaville at Sea Islander. It is not a brand new ship. It is a 20-year-old ship that was a Costa cruise ship, designed after the Spirit class. If you know Carnival Spirit class. So we're just going to kind of talk about it. You guys have probably seen our vlogs. If you haven't already seen your favorite couples vlogs, be sure to check out their vlog. You guys have rolled out your embarkation day vlog, so be sure to check that out. Because you guys, they also release vlogs it's pretty much every Friday. And I think we tried it. Like I tried it because you guys are usually right after me, but sometimes the vlogs go longer. So just know that if I don't redirect to your favorite couple, catch their vlog right after hours, because they're usually every Friday right around the same time or right after hours. So be sure to check that out. But Margaritaville at Sea Islander, there are a lot of mixed reviews out there. A lot of people have questions about this ship. What was your first, like when you pulled up to the port, what was your first gut instinct? What did you think of the ship when you first laid eyes on it?
When I first laid eyes on the ship itself, I'm like, okay, I'd seen pictures of the Paradise, and I'm like, okay, this is a lot better. I was a little apprehensive. I was personally, because I mean, he was ready to jump on Paradise. He was ready to do Islander. I was like, I don't know, especially no to Paradise. But when I first saw Islander, like I said, I thought it was okay. This is a step above the first one. I feel like, it can be maybe a good time, but I was still apprehensive.
I think for me, there wasn't a lot of details about the ship, like, like what area, the ins and outs. So I was still kind of nervous because we all had to wait until we see some of the different perks and the specs of the ship.
Right.
But for the look of the ship, the outside of it, definitely, I love the vibrant colors on the outside. And I was very impressed with how they took a 24-year-old ship and just change some things around. So I'm impressed.
Yeah.
What they was able to do.
Now looking on the outside, because things are usually different once you get on the inside. Did it hold up to that same high expectation or beauty once you stepped inside overall?
Let me say, in the main areas, and I won't say the common areas, it definitely held up to it. There are some other areas within the ship I would say needed some extra attention. But in the main areas, it definitely held up.
Yeah, and I would agree with what you said. And I thank you, because we were on there when you went live and did your live ship tour. And so we were kind of forewarned about, some of the things, and we knew what to expect. And so I'm like, okay, we know that, okay, we got to be careful walking because I am extremely clumsy.
Yes.
And I'm like, Raquel said, to watch out for these things. But in terms of the aesthetics of the ship, I agree with him. We walked in, the atrium was nice, the theater areas, those places were nice. We kept walking around a corner that led us down this little dark hallway. I don't know where we were going, but that place needs some work back there. But overall, we were pleased.
Okay. Someone just commented on Facebook and says, "Hi, is safety an issue? I heard Islander doesn't have metal detectors. I believe we had a conversation on the ship. I'm trying to think. Was it you that I was talking to? Was I talking to somebody? I was talking to you guys. What is your experience?" Now, I will tell you, this is Melissa White on Facebook. When you get on the ship, there's an X-ray. When you first embark on the ship, there's a X-ray, metal detector, what have you, that your luggage, whatever you have, has to go through. And it sounds like it was different once we docked in Cozumel. We didn't experience this, but it sounds like there's others that experienced it. Do you guys want to share about that, or are we holding out for your vlogs? Or I don't want to. I know you guys haven't released everything yet. Okay. So what was your experience with metal detectors? Did you feel safe on board?
I definitely we personally felt safe on board, right? We did, right?
You're speaking for Shelton, right?
Okay. I felt safe on board. Of course, we were the only ship on docked on Cozumel, which I like that experience, being the only ship docked. It wasn't crowded, just the folks that was on the ship. But we got back on the ship. There were no metal detective at all. So they didn't check our bags and nothing. I just walked right on in.
Yes, but when we were exiting the ship, we saw that there was a metal detector there. So we expected to have to go through, the normal procedures as we usually do with other cruise lines and getting our bags, inspected, etc. However, when we returned, we did not have to walk through a metal detector.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was concerned about that. I still felt I do have to agree with him. I still felt safe, but I felt like that was a concern. You want to make sure that you check everyone who
Right.
re-enters the ship. So yeah, so that was our experience.
Yeah, and we didn't experience that because when I think we talked about we probably got on board. We got back on board before you guys did, and they were checking. So I'm wondering if closer to like when more people were getting back on board, they kind of did away with it, which is a huge safety
Yeah.
concern.
But we did have some issues. On the second, when we got back on the ship for the inaugural sailing,
Uh-huh.
our bags went through the quote unquote metal detector,
Oh yeah.
and they didn't check the bottle of liquor that we brought on from the previous cruise.
Yeah, so
Um,
so for the media cruise they gave us bottles of liquor, so we had some in our luggage, and by the time it got to our cabin they were still there. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they're searching as thoroughly, but I think this might go into our next point, the crew. What did you guys think about the crew, just the overall vibe of the crew? Like, did you have any issues with the crew members on board? Like, share your thoughts.
Well, personally, we didn't have issues in terms of rudeness with the crew. We've heard that, some people did. We didn't experience that.
I heard
We
that too.
did experience people who were crew members who really didn't have, a strong knowledge base. And we understand it was their first sailing, but it's just like with little things they knew nothing about. Like when we first entered the ship and we were asking about the muster drill, they told us to go to do the muster drill just for us to get there and then find out that it wasn't until 3. So I feel like
Right.
if that's your standard procedure, the crew members should have known about that. So that was, my experience. And even when we went to go order the pizza, we ordered margarita pizza and he didn't fix us margarita pizza. And so,
Right, I saw that.
yeah. And so then I waited because I don't eat the other cheese pizza. I had to wait again for a margarita pizza. And like I said, it's just those small little hiccups, but no one was rude. Everyone was extremely
Yeah.
nice to us. We didn't have that type of experience.
Yeah, and I think we kind of agree with that. Like
Yeah.
the crew, they were really trying to be helpful, but I truly believe there was not a good balance of new crew to experienced crew. We talked to a lot of crew members on board, and a lot of them they were either this was their very very first cruise ship ever, and some of them they said I came from Carnival. This is my first time with Margaritaville at sea. So it's like I don't know why they didn't take like a big chunk of the crew from their other ship to bring them on board, to kind of train. And I don't know, but I felt like the crew was kind of new. And so there were some areas where like service was slow, service was non-existent because the crew member. So I almost wonder if the whole metal detector thing was because there was untrained crew member that probably didn't know that they have to man that and actually stay there. You can't leave. You can't take a lunch break when people are getting back on the ship. So
Right.
One of the most interesting things to me happened when we was at dinner and the waitress asked how my daughter wanted her fish cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And the answer was done.
Yeah, and then you would get a lot of miscommunication on things. Like when we were on the media cruise, like I said, we had liquor and stuff in our cabin. When we got back on, we had a suite. When we got back on for the inaugural, we had a suite. And we asked our room steward, hey, did we get a mini bar for this? And he's like, yes, you get a mini bar. And then I'm like, whoa, where's the mini bar at? And then he's like, oh, I don't know. Let me find out. So then he came back and he said, you have to go to the bar to order it. And I said, oh, and he said, so you get what you want. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'll go to the bar. Went to the bar. They were like, yeah, you come here. But then nobody would ever take the order. They didn't know what to do. And then we saw the hotel manager and he was like, no, you don't get mini bar in the suites, only the 4 signature suites. So they have 4 special suites. They said you only get it for that. So there's a lot of miscommunication that, and let me just kind of preface this that we understand. I know you guys, because you guys have sailed on lots of inaugural cruises as well.
Mhm.
We know that these things will happen, but I felt like there was a higher level of just miscommunication, not
Yeah.
knowing things. And I think you guys said it exactly right when you guys talked about the preview cruises. We had a conversation about that. What did you guys share about what you felt they should have done?
Yeah. I definitely think they should have like a shakedown or preview cruise where some of the staff walk around with a pad or whatever and check off things that's not working. So we're able to address it for the paid passengers because we were paid passengers and experiencing some of these things versus, at the time of our booking, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't a cheap cruise.
Right.
It wasn't a deal. So I think they need to definitely, I don't know, go through the whole entire process, make sure all the procedures, make sure the ins and outs are working for everybody else, and we all have a better experience.
And especially, we understand that some things are unavoidable. Like you're not going to be able to avoid all problems, especially on inaugural sailing. Even on other cruise lines, they've been sailing for years, and we had issues on their inaugural sailing. But there are some things that I believe that they could have worked out had they done like a shakedown cruise. Several of them, Royal Caribbean did with Icon. They could have avoided some of those. We're at the coffee shop. We asked for a certain coffee, and you're having to look up a recipe to figure out how to make it. Those things could have been avoided. I mean, we understand if it's your first time. But if you know that these things are being offered on your standard menu, when that ship starts sailing, you should know how to make these things.
Right. Yes. Absolutely. Now, when you guys had issues, because I know, I've been watching I'm always, even though I'm on these ships, I still watch vlogs and I want to see other people's, perspective, because I'm like, was I too hard? And I mean, I think we had a good balance of what was right with Margaritaville. Let's see what was wrong. I don't feel like anything was terrible, but
right.
any issues that you had, how do you feel that guest services handled? Did you guys ever have to go to guest services for anything or have things escalated? Were they able to handle? Because I've seen some, I think it's they were in here, Pixie Dust, they were on, and I think they had mentioned that their family, they were able to upgrade them to a suite because of some miscommunication. Did you guys experience anything with guest services? How was that?
Yeah, so the main thing, the first thing that we experienced was getting locked out of our room. So, we had our room cards that worked initially. And after sail away, we wanted to go back and, get cleaned up for dinner, and we couldn't get in. And our cabin steward couldn't get in either. So when we tried to, place our cards there, the light was blinking red. So we had to go to guest services. The line was extremely long. Excuse me. Long story short, they fixed it. But then the next day, his stopped working. So we had to go again. They fixed that. But then towards the end of that day, they both stopped working. The light on so when you put your key card into your door, the light either blinks or changes to red or green. If it's green, you can get in. Red, you can't. Well, then ours just stopped working completely. So then they had to they had to get a carpenter, is what they called them.
Get a carpenter to open our door. They had access to the master key, the old school master key, and they opened up the door that way. Yeah. But they had to bring somebody to our room. It was 12 o'clock in the morning.
They were there until 2 a.m. working on our door. Yeah. And then at 2 a.m., they said, because see, we had wanted to go to karaoke. We met some friends on the ship, and one of them were performing, during karaoke. We wanted to go, and we told them we'd be right back. We never made it back because it was 2 a.m. and they were still working on our door. And they said, hey, you can move now or you can move in the morning. And we're like, move? Right. And they're like, yeah, you're going to have to move. And so I basically, we'll get into more of that in our vlog or whatever. Yeah. So after our conversation, they were like, okay, well, let's just sleep on it and we'll figure it out in the morning. So when the morning came, they showed up and miraculously they were able to fix it in 5 minutes. So we didn't have to move.
And we realized it was a common trend among a lot of guests there with the card. So a lot of people with the card. So it wasn't I thought it was like my cell phone, hit against the card or something, kind of deactivate it. That wasn't the issue.
Yeah. But things like that, to me, that could have been avoided had there been a shakedown cruise, because apparently, even in my line of work, our proxy stopped working when the batteries go out in our doors. Well, you're not going to know that if someone is not there physically in every single cabin testing every single door. So had they filled it with, during the shakedown, these are things that they could have made note of and could have possibly worked out.
Absolutely. And well, guys, we have 140 people watching. If you guys can be sure to hit that like button. And if you guys don't know, we're sitting here with Shelton and Ke from Your Favorite Couple. Be sure to subscribe to them because we're going to do a giveaway here soon of some Margaritaville Islander stuff that we took. but
It's given to us.
But yeah, speaking of the like shakedown cruises or what have you, and somebody commented that they watched the vlog. I understand it was the first sailing and they would have some bumps on the sailing. Yeah, they had some bumps, but some of those, like you said, could have been avoided. For instance, the toilets. Did you guys ever have issues with your toilets? Like there's some vlogs out there about the showers, the toilets. Jay from the Ship Life was on board. He had issues with his toilets. There were a lot of people that had issues. But we found out what it was is they descaled the plumbing system when they were coming across to Fort Lauderdale or to Tampa.
From church.
They descaled the system, and apparently it has to be consistently flushed. So all of the toilets had to be. So that's what you use a preview cruise for, a shakedown cruise for. Those people are going to be in there testing out the elevators, flushing the toilets. And so it sounds like maybe that issue has resolved. They said it was going to take so many flushes before the system was completely cleared out. So we found out that that's what that issue was. But it's, yeah, if they would have done the shakedown cruises, a lot of those things could have been avoided because I know that they wanted.
But we're not experts, so we don't know what's going through their mind.
Yeah, we're not experts, but I would say we're expert cruisers, so we kind of have an idea on, yeah. And they've done a preview and Argo cruises as well, so we kind of know how that should all work. Let's see, we have I love cruising royal. Welcome in says, for either of you, any advice for preparing for cruise hopping for 20 days, different states and cities?
Ooh.
So it sounds like you're cruising over the course of 20 days and you probably have multiple embarkation ports is what I'm understanding. So any tips?
I'll take a stab at this one. For me, because I used to be in the laundry business, figure out how many washing machines and dryers you have at each particular stop. And that you should be able to cut down or increase your wardrobe accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. I would say make sure you have time in between. Like if you're bouncing from Miami to Port Canaveral, I wouldn't do that in one day because there's too many chances of you missing the ship. Take time to just rest. If you're doing a back-to-back, I mean, back-to-backs are amazing, but like if you're doing a side-to-side, just, give yourself time. Don't feel, rushed. I mean, 20 days of cruising, that's a lot. That's a lot. So you're going to be tired. I'm sure you're going to be vlogging it as well. I love Cruising Royal. So yeah, just take it easy. Take it all in. I mean, we do a lot of cruises, but we don't do a lot of extended cruises. Like we don't do 20 days out.
But there's some things that we do have. Like we have seasickness medicine. We have a lot of stuff that we started packing just to.
That we just keep.
On hand. Like Benadryl for our daughter for bug bites and stuff like that. So you'll have to excuse me.
So just keep the David Ruffin. Sorry, our dog is named David Ruffin. He's scratching at the door. And I would say for me, what I've been doing, because like I said, we haven't done 20 days worth of cruising back to back, but I might come home for like a few days and cruise again. And I'll be very honest, guys, I will take that suitcase, wash it, and repack it in a quickness. Like I think I'm to the point now where, when I first started cruising, you had to have all the nice cruise outfits laid out. You had to have certain things. I'm like, you guys are going to catch repeat outfits this next cruise because I don't feel like packing. So I would say don't stress the packing. Just get it. Just do whatever because people don't care what you wear in a cruise. I don't think so. They're not going to remember it. You're not going to remember it. You're going to be in the same thing most of the day anyway, especially if you get locked out of your cabin. So it's like... so don't stress it. On the go with Yellow, welcome in, says, how was each of your experiences from a family perspective and a couple perspective? So I guess I'll kind of rephrase that because we're going to talk more about like the family and the couple or what have you. Do you guys feel like this is a good ship for like couples wanting to get away? Just have some, alone time. Do you think this is a good ship for that?
Yes, that's possible to do. If you just want to get away, you want to have a good time, you can do that. Definitely on the Islander.
Yeah, I think that the entertainment definitely puts you in that perspective for couples. I know you probably touch on entertainment later, but there's a tons of live entertainment.
The bands,
the music. It was a whole vibe, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, when you talk vibe, what other cruise line would you compare it to? When you talk about, like, if somebody's never cruised Margaritaville at sea, but they've cruised other lines, what cruise line stands out to you as being more comparable to Margaritaville at sea in terms of the vibe?
Carnival.
Carnival.
Carnival. Yeah, that's
Carnival.
Yeah,
exactly what I
Yeah.
said.
Carnival. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
So I think anyone that loves Carnival, you will love Margaritaville at Sea. It is very, very similar. Yeah, I felt the vibe was very Carnival like.
The
Yes.
vibe, but there was some misses, and I'll talk about the kids since our kids aren't here. Our older son Andrew enjoyed it. Our middle son Dyson didn't feel like there was enough to do for him
For his age group.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he likes to play basketball, so that's one of the things he enjoys. Our daughter, Jo Marie, she was in the kids club every chance she gets, and they did like the crafts that they presented to them, so it was good. Raquel, your initial question was, what were your impressions when you first got on the ship? For me, I thought the ship was beautiful, and all I kept on saying is, I wonder if they connected the dots. So the
Mhm.
dots, the visual dots on the outside, I liked. On the inside, liked. Now that we're getting into service, I'm thinking that there was some dots missed there. And
But they have the potential to get those
oh
together.
my gosh,
And it
yes.
sounds like, because I've been watching some recent updates, and it sounds like some of those things that I felt was missing on our cruise, they have gotten together. So I'm very, that anybody watching, like, yes, we were sponsored and hosted by Margaritaville at Sea, but you guys, I share the good, the bad, whatever. I do think that they have very strong potential in all the areas that we might talk
Yes.
about being misses.
Everything is fixable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Augusta Reeves on Facebook says, MH family, do you feel there was enough entertainment for the kids on this ship?
Oh, yes.
Did your daughter enjoy the pool? Yeah. So yeah, they had a lot of kids, family activities. Back to the question on the go with Yolo asked about families. They had lots of family activities. If you guys caught our media cruise blog, like the second half of that was back to back family activities. So and I feel like they do that because they have a cap on the kids club. So they do have a kids club. That was the other question, but they cap it at 15 per age group. And so I think because they were having to place caps on it, summertime, there were a lot of kids on the sailing.
Yes, sir.
With them having to put those caps on it, I think they felt like, well, we need to have more activities that families can bring their kids to if they're not able to get in the kids club. Now, we never had an issue with Jo Marie getting into the kids club, but I can imagine at true peak season, I feel like next summer they're going to have a true peak season with lots and lots of families. I think right now people are kind of like, oh, let's see what this looks like first. But come Christmas, come the holidays, they're going to have a lot of kids on board, especially because it is comparable to Carnival. And I don't know if they're going to be ready, but they have lots of kids' activities, entertainment for the family, so no issues there. So
It was fun activities. They did a urban dance class that Jo Marie participated in. I was escorted out, but I mean it was fun. There's too much jumping. Too many instructions.
Miss Rice said, I say Miss Rice because I don't know if it's Nia or Naya. Says I watch a vlog from another channel. And they said the bathroom near the dining room was flooding. Did you guys experience any flooding, or we did have some issues? What was your experience on board as far as like flooding, weather? Like, did you guys experience anything bad with that?
I know, what's the first day when
Yeah, it was the first day near our room. It wasn't our room, but near our room, the carpet was wet. It was just on outside the door, like the neighbor. But they was there working on it, trying to get it fixed, and
Yeah.
doing everything that they could get it fixed.
But we heard of lots of flooding issues, especially in the public restroom areas. We heard that there were lots of flooding issues. But like you said, the only thing that we personally experienced was the carpet in our hall. Like just something happened over there. We don't know what, but we know that when we turned the corner to enter our hallway, yeah, the carpet was wet. But they were there working.
And there were some areas on the ship, like on the open decks, where there was leaking, or there was like there are some areas of the ship they still need to work on and patch up. And I will share some more. I will share more of that in the next vlog, because I kind of went around and I just kind of showed, maybe they could work on this, So there were some areas that they need to work on. But yeah, there was some flooding, but I do think it has to do with that whole descaling the system, or whatever they called it. So yeah. We also have controversial cruising in the house. Welcome in, Scott. He was also on board the Margaritaville at Sea Islander, so be sure to check controversial cruising out. Let's see. I'm just going through the chat. Parker's on the go said that's crazy. They should have given you another cabin the first time. Yeah, and guys, the guest services line stayed long.
Yes.
It stayed long. They stopped answering the phone. The last day of the cruise, who was that said they owed $3? Margaritaville. Oh, it was Life and Fish. Her vlogs are out too. She said that they owed her $3 when she was getting off the ship. They made her wait in this long line. It was 2 hours long. 2 hours she had to wait to get $3 back because they would not let her get off because they owed her $3. When we went to check on it, because guys, we had issues. I don't know if you guys ever had issues with your bill. Like there were issues with like the drink packages. Some of the charges just weren't right on the account. There's no way to check your balance or anything because there's no app. So going to guest services or calling guest services, you get different information every time. So we had an issue like where we had some drinks on our bill at the end, and Ron was in line to go try to dispute them. And they were giving him the 1-800 number to book a cruise, saying, call this number. I'm like, that's the number you call to book the cruise. So those types of glitches, I'm hoping that they have resolved.
And we did have some internet issues, and we purchased the premium internet package, and we got that refunded because I told him, I said, I just didn't feel like that was a premium experience for the charge.
Yeah.
So, but every time you went into guest services, there was a long line. So, but towards the end of the cruise, they started to have people work the line to triage what they could do. But it was, I think once they get a electronic system, that'll kind of alleviate some of those long lines.
Yeah, but I honestly felt, and I've never been in guest services where I felt sometimes the tone was a little nasty, and kind of condescending. Like when you were like we called them a couple of times, and just the way, yeah, some of the things, the way it was handled, I didn't like. And it might have just been the particular person, but yeah, I didn't care for that. Yeah, Erin S says, I think she's referring back to I Love Cruising Royal. It says, best thing ever. I placed a Target order to pick up on my way to my side-by-side cruise. That is a great idea.
That's really good.
She said, refreshed on toiletries, which help cut down on packing. That's I'm going to write that down. That is a great idea.
An excellent idea.
Great idea. Let's see. I'm just going through to see if there's any other questions. So what about the food? Let's talk about the food. What was your overall thoughts on the food? Did it hold up to what you expected? Was it worse than you expected? What are your thoughts?
I personally, I came in thinking that the food was going to be horrible. Like this was going to be our weight loss cruise. But believe it or not, I enjoyed the pizza. The pizza was amazing. Number one, our first dining experience, the food was lukewarm. It wasn't hot at all. So we kind of had to make it work. But second day, the food was great. It was delicious. It was great. I cleaned the plate.
Yeah.
It was a lot of hit and miss.
Cleaned the plate the first day, even though it was lukewarm.
I know, but go ahead.
I mean, I know for me, I'm very picky. And so for the generic person, everything may have been okay besides the temperature. But I don't eat sauces. That's just one of my things. I don't. And so I know, like for dinner, we went to the buffet, but we only got pizza. We didn't eat anything from the actual buffet. So we have, no info on that part. But the pizza was good. For dinner, I ordered the chicken specifically because it said that it came with like hot honey, and I was told that it would be on the side. Instead, I get my food and there's white sauce drizzled all over it. So I couldn't really eat it because that's what I don't eat. And it was so late and I was frustrated over the room situation. I was like, you know what? Just forget it. I don't even want to send it back. We'll just go get more pizza. And that's that. But like he said, as the cruise continued, one thing that worked in my favor is I would always ask them to make me something without the sauce if they could. And I know like the last day we ate dinner with Life with V, Edna's World, Scott and Bill. And when they brought out my food, it was like piping hot and it was seasoned perfectly without the season. They're like, without something like, how did you get that? And it's, they made it for me, especially because, I'd already said you messed up my order the first night. Right. I don't want to go hungry this entire cruise. You got to feed me something. Yeah. So after that first day, we were okay. And that's only in the main dining room though.
And one thing I
Yeah.
learned to do is ask the person, the waiter, hey, what would you recommend? And he pretty much said, no, do not order this. Do not order this. Order this. You will love this. So, I took his advice and I agree what he said to eat this. So I said, have you tried this? And I don't want to waste nobody. I don't want to waste food, but at the same time, I'm paying for it. But they have that area where they charge you an extra $7 for the headliner, right? But
Right.
the opening act, you can eat as much as you want as the starters for the opening act, which I'm okay with. You
Yeah.
know, I can eat
Did you
salad all
feel
day.
their menu was limited?
Yes,
Very, very
yes,
limited.
it was
Very,
limited.
very limited.
And overall, I would just say it's kind of hit or miss,
Yeah.
overall. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, if you're comparing it to like Carnival's menu, Carnival's gonna give you like 8 appetizers to choose from. You're gonna have your standard everyday menu items like the chicken breast, the steak, the salmon. You're gonna have that. Margaritaville C is not like that. You're gonna get maybe 3 appetizers to choose from. You're gonna get maybe 4 entrees, and you're gonna have 3 desserts. And one of them I couldn't stand. That pina colada
Oh
rush.
my gosh,
I'm
now.
like, is this? It was so inconsistent. I'm like, is this a cake? Is it cookie? Is it bread pudding?
Okay.
It was horrible. And then the last night of the cruise, Dyson was eating his, and he's like, "Mom, try this. Try this." He said, "This one is better." So I tried it. I said, "This tastes like uncooked or half cooked cornbread, jiffy cornbread at that. Not even the good homemade cornbread." And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like. I'm like, so I didn't care for that. But yeah, I felt like the menu was limited. Overall, I do feel like we lost weight, or I know I lost weight on the cruise. Didn't care for breakfast at all. Like breakfast was probably the worst meal for us. Every day at the buffet was the same exact thing. They had bacon that was always like half cooked. And I know people eat their bacon differently, but this was like half raw. They had sausage that were like in water. It was we didn't like breakfast at all. And then we even did the brunch.
But all
Um,
these things are fixable.
yeah, they are.
They are all fixable.
But I lost a couple of pounds. But the thing that we really enjoyed, somebody asked the question, what was our favorite meal? I would say our favorite meal or my favorite meal, I love the burgers. The burgers on board, I am going to hands down say they were better than Guy's Burgers on Carnival. And I'm not a huge Guy's Burger fan, but Dyson even said the same thing. I mean, he's a huge Guy's Burger fan. Those burgers were like a thicker patty. They were seasoned to perfection. They weren't overcooked. They weren't greasy. They didn't have the same type of toppings as Guy's Burger, but I think I had a burger almost every day and I still lost weight. So, but what was your favorite meal? Did you have one that stood out?
The pizza.
Pizza,
Pizza. The pizza was good.
Now,
pizza.
I'm gonna say something. There's one thing that my wife says is very picky, but I thought when they did this, they changed the whole game. They increased the cup size. So when you get a cup with a fountain drink, usually on Carnival, they're very small cups. And I appreciated the bigger size cup because it was more than just a swallow.
Yeah. Tom
That is
Ren said,
true.
"Don't forget that yummy boba tea." If you guys saw my clip,
Yes.
guys, yeah, there were some drinks. I don't know. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys drink or not. Did you guys try any drinks or anything on
Did we
board?
try any drinks?
No, I think we.
Yeah.
No,
Just besides the
Yeah.
free stuff that they handed out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were kind of a miss. There were a couple of exceptions. There was a guavatini at the atrium bar, but I didn't find that till the last day. I had a few of them the last day, but yeah, the drinks, like we literally saw, like you mentioned, somebody pulling recipe books out. We saw them pulling recipe books out at the bar trying to make drinks, and so Margaritaville at Sea should have a good margarita. They did not. Now I can tell you what, on Paradise, their other ship, they had that pink Cadillac margarita, which was my favorite, and it was delicious every time I had it. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna take a couple more minutes. Parker's on the go has a really good question. They said, "What do you think Margaritaville at Sea?" Guys, I see MAS, and I always want to say Melanin at Sea. Even when I type it, I'm like Melanin at Sea. If you guys don't know Melanin at Sea, go check them out. But I keep thinking Melanin at Sea. What do you think Margaritaville at Sea would have to do to compete with the larger cruise lines?
For me, Improve the technology by getting an app. At least start there, please, because that
Yes.
will decrease the embarkation time. It would decrease that time. It would decrease the number of trips that are needed to go to get services. Because right now you can't check your bill. You can't do anything without going to get services. And who wants to waste their vacation by going there consistently? Like, have it
Right.
available on the app. Let me take my photo before I get on the ship. Let's handle some of these things prior to getting on. If they could do
Yeah.
that, that would be a game changer, in my opinion.
I
Yeah,
totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
For me, I don't think they're going to be able to compete with two ships. So I think they're still going to be
Mhm.
considered a boutique, and that's a term you used the other day, boutique cruise line until they can get their stable together.
Yeah. I think crew wise, once the crew's trained, they're going to be right on par with some of the other cruise lines.
Oh, I now that
But definitely, I would say technology is a big part. Just having that stuff in order. I'm also going to say, from a travel agent perspective, I'm going to share a situation that happened today because I was a little ticked, and I'm writing a letter to Margaritaville. See, and I'm going to share this, and maybe my client is watching. I feel like they don't have a good hand at their booking website for consumers or travel
This is
advisors.
true. So
There are
true.
so many things that are constantly changing. They don't communicate those things well. They did add in recently, it's called cruise control, where you can actually log in to do your online check-in. So they did recently add that before our cruise, but they are literally still making updates to the deck map. So anybody that's out there that's planning to book Margaritaville at sea, you definitely want to use a travel advisor, because like we're able to book. We have a booking website, but usually you have to call in because if they have any promotions or specials on their web page for consumers, we have to call those in, which I find to be strange. So long story short is I had a client that required accessible cabin. If you guys don't know, Margaritaville at Sea only has like 4 accessible cabins. So I talked about in the vlogs, I don't know if this cruise line is for those that require accessibility. I just don't. There are too many dips and ruts in the ground. Doorways are kind of narrow. Some of the doors were malfunctioning. Um, yeah. So long story short is I had a client that was trying to book a cabin. It looked like a balcony on the deck plan. When I did further research, it said, oh, it's a picturesque ocean view. So I called yesterday to get booked. They said, oh, we don't see that cabin. It's not available. Called today. They're like, oh, that's an interior cabin. I'm like, no, it's not. Here's a deck map. It says it's a cabin. You guys can look it up. Cabin 7101, 7102, because I was going off about
it's
it.
okay, baby. It's okay.
And
Just
on
take
their
it.
website, no, on their website, it's still up.
I know.
Because I called, I had
know,
to talk to the supervisor, and they're like, I said, it showed me as a picturesque ocean view cabin, 7101, 7102. They said, oh, no, it's an interior. Transferred me to a supervisor. Supervisor was like, oh, yeah, we turned that into an interior cabin because I guess they got complaints because it wasn't a picturesque view. Bill Armstrong Adventures showed a video of his partially obstructed ocean view. So it's kind of similar to that, where it was blocked by a steel wall. So they now turned it into an interior cabin, but it's not an accessible interior cabin. So then, long story short, I talked to the supervisor and they're like, well, we can get your client booked. We only have we have 2 obstructed ocean view cabins on deck 4, which is all they have. And that's all we have. So you don't have any balconies, no suites, no nothing. And I'm like, how dare you say that somebody that requires accessibility gets an obstructed view? Absolutely not. I was 10. I was 10.
Take a deep breath.
And I'm like, so you guys don't have anything else? So I say this. I say this because, oh, because I get passionate. I say this because I could only imagine had I booked my clients or people that might have booked their clients in these cabins, and you just willy nilly changing the cabin types and not updating your deck map, and you have people showing up to the ship, and this is supposed to be a picturesque ocean view, accessible cabin, and it's an interior basic cabin, and you only have 2 to 4, because I couldn't get a clear answer on that accessible cabin. So if you have accessibility, I'm going to put it out there. I don't recommend Margaritaville Sea Islander. I just don't. I just don't. And I personally would not feel comfortable booking you if you had accessibility. So let me get off my soapbox. But
I would agree.
totally agree.
Yeah, agree.
Raquel didn't mean to offend Willie or Nilly. She didn't mean that.
but yeah, so it's like, so I get it that they're still learning. and that they're updating things based on feedback, which is a good thing. But you knew that wasn't a scenic, picturesque ocean view from the get-go. Why did you advertise it as such?
Right.
But I do like that they're taking that feedback, they updated it, but you need to update it everywhere because now people are booking or probably already booked, and they're going to show up and they're not going to get what they booked. So the next question.
Thank you.
Amelia says, would you all honestly cruise Islander again?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I would definitely choose. I was telling Key, I would definitely choose this before I choose some of the older Carnival cruises. You know,
Really?
yeah, such as like the Conquest, the Paradise, and some of the other. I would go back on Islander before I go back. You know, that direction.
Interesting.
That's very interesting, sir.
I'm just
But
saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Is he going solo?
You know the two.
Shelton and solo cruiser. Yeah, I'm interested in, like I said, they have such great potential. You know, the vibes are nice, you know, it's just getting over those few little hiccups. That's what they, should do. And I'm interested to see how operations improve, as time progresses. So I do want to go again to see if any changes have been made, significant changes then.
Right. Now, a question for you, Key. In your vlog, when you guys were opening, getting on the ship, you mentioned that you wouldn't dare, you would never consider, you didn't consider in the past getting on Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. Having gone on Islander, would you consider getting on Paradise now?
No,
That was a fast
no,
answer. She's like, absolutely not.
no.
And why not? For those watching, why wouldn't you get on? We have 146 watching. Please be sure to hit that like button for us and subscribe to your favorite couple. But for those watching that don't know why wouldn't you get on Paradise compared to Islander?
It's too old for me. And we're real big on, everyone has a different perspective. So we're real big on trying things out for yourself. But in just seeing some of the flaws, some of the issues, I just know that I wouldn't be able to do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Now, we ran into people on Islander who said they had a better time, a better experience on Paradise. They were saying the only issue was the age of the ship. But other than that, they had a wonderful time on Paradise compared to Islander. But no.
I would agree. I enjoyed the food. I love the food on Paradise. The buffet was all right. The main dining room was a hit every night. I enjoyed that. The brunch that I had was great. The drinks were good. So I felt the food was better on Paradise. It was a smaller ship, but it still had that live entertainment that I love. So I personally, having gone on Paradise, I loved it. I would probably get back on it again, but you have to go on with that mindset, knowing that this is an older, smaller ship. It's not going to have some of those amenities that other ships have. So I would definitely get on it, but I absolutely would get back on Islander again. In fact, we plan to get back on Islander in probably about 6 months, just to kind of scope it out and see because like I said, I am optimistic, and I do think that Margaritaville at Sea will make any improvements necessary. And I'm hopeful that they'll have a new ship at some point, a brand new ship, not a older ship, a brand new ship. That would be amazing. A couple more questions. Is it Sherry Thomas says, do you think that they would ever add Starlink to their ships, especially since they're talking about doing 7 days?
I think they do have Starlink. They're
Yes.
just putting it together. So I think that's where a lot of our issues came in, was that they didn't kind of have the configuration done. One guy described it as trying to suck a thick milkshake through a small straw. All the data trying to go into just a little thing. So no, I think once they get it done, it's going to be good.
Yeah, and we had issues that it went completely out on the media cruise, and a lot of people were at guest services saying, "Hey, I'm on the inaugural, but I need to cancel." And Ron, you guys saw in the vlogs, Ron was gonna not go, but we got word that it was fixed, and we went on like, okay. I don't want to deal with him during this cruise because he can't work or whatever. We went on, and it was. We had a couple hiccups in the beginning, but it was smooth after that. I could stream, I could do all that. I couldn't upload, but I could stream, I could check work, I could do, so yeah, they do have Starlink. They're probably still working out some of the kinks with that. Controversial Cruising says they only gave me one meatball in the steakhouse. It said meatballs. Now the steakhouse was good. Did you guys try any specialty dining, like the steakhouse or any of the tiki spot in the back, the adults only area? Did you guys try any of that?
No,
No.
we didn't do any of that. We were just trying to go with everything basic to see if we could still have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point because we did have, Margaritaville at Sea made sure we had the drink packet. They wanted us to experience it. So that's a good point. Like, can you have a good time on Margaritaville at Sea without? And it sounds like you guys did. It looks like you guys did overall without all the added extras because they are kind of known for nickel and diming. Did you guys experience nickel and diming or them trying to upsell a lot or anything like that, even before the cruise?
Well, we didn't have to pay the fuel costs.
Right.
I was like, fuel
Yes.
costs. So I'm good. I'm happy about that.
But then that was the
But
thing too. Yeah, that when we did call prior to, one of the agents were like, you're going to have to pay this fuel cost. It's going to be this amount per day. And it's like, but on your website it says no for Islander. And she's like, well, that hasn't been updated. And then another one like, nah, you don't have to pay that. So
Yeah.
and they wasn't actually trying to hound you to try to take pictures, like the other cruise line.
yeah.
Come take a picture, come take a picture. They make money from taking pictures, but they wasn't trying to hound us.
Right.
Actually, one of the workers took my phone and actually took a picture for us.
Oh,
So
that's
so
nice.
that was
Yeah.
nice. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we really didn't experience anyone trying to, just squeeze money out of us. We heard some people did, but we didn't have that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe when we get back on it, we'll try to go like no Wi-Fi, no drinks, nothing, and just see, if that experience is, what that experience is like. Welcome into the Jen Danielle experience. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Dominique says not the pizza has the best meal. Pizza was good though. It really was.
Well, it was
It
the whole thing
was.
was consistently hot.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if there's any other event. Yours said, "Don't act YMC. Y'all had shots, not drinks."
Well, that was at where? Paradise?
Paradise
Yeah,
Beach.
that was at Paradise, and that's all because of Edna and V.
Yeah. I'm cruising with V in a couple weeks on her
Who?
cruiser. So I'm like, I have to get the drink package and my sister Cheryl. So you guys stay tuned for that. It'll be
Uh-oh, that's
fun.
going to be hilarious.
I guess it's Meme Coco says, did they have status match? They don't have like, I think it's in the works where they can match you with other cruise lines. They haven't announced it, but it does sound like it's in the works. But they do have a casino status match, which is amazing. If you play like with other cruise lines or land-based casinos, you can email them. I did do a quick TikTok or something on that. So if you play in the casino, you can get some free cabins or free perks. So definitely reach out for that. Let's see. Carnival sells those forward portholes as inside cabins. See, and it's different if you're advertising a cabin, but it's actually an upgrade. So if I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised if I booked an interior and I walk in and there's a porthole. I'm surprised. But if I booked a porthole and I walk in and there's no window, we have a problem. So
Right.
yeah. All right, a couple more because I think we're running over our time. Marshall says my niece booked a balcony and gave her scooter dimensions, but once we boarded, it didn't fit. I noticed there were some scooters and wheelchairs in the hallway, so that's
Yeah.
why I also say I don't think the ship is accessible. It's just not, and it's not. I feel like this time and age they should have remodeled it to be accessible. I understand that ship 20 years ago things weren't, the laws were different as far as that. So I get it, but they should have made sure that those things were in place before they even sailed with the first passengers. Let's see. Anthony says recall hit 203 seconds. Guys, I get passionate about some things. And when I gotta waste my time, guys, I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. So even as a travel advisor, like I do 90% of my business through the computer and I love it. If I have to talk to you on the phone and we're going round and round and round and you're not being helpful, I'm just because I'm already irritated that I have to call you.
Okay, we get
But
it.
Right.
Another thing that she does is that when she starts using her hands, that's when you know it's over.
all right, let's see here. But guys, overall, Islander, I mean, I think it's a great ship. It does have its quirks. Who do you think Margaritaville at Sea Islander is for, and who do you think it's not for?
I don't think it's for I'm trying to say it because that's one side of me. The extremely organized, orchestrated, bougie cruiser. No,
Yep.
it's not. It's not. Now, for the person or persons who want to cruise just to have a good time, like you're the person who feels like, okay, I make my experience. I spent my money on this. No matter what, I'm going to have a good time. Or someone who you just like cruising, you just like to have a good time. It's for you because, like I said, despite the flaws, we can both say that we genuinely had a good time.
Yeah.
We genuinely had a good time. So, but we ran into people who were like, oh my gosh, this is the worst cruise of my life. I will never do this again. I can't believe it. And I understand their perspective. But again, if you just like cruising, you want to have a good time, then hey,
Yeah.
Margaritaville at Sea Islanders, good shit.
Yeah, if you just want to go to Cozumel, Key West, Progresso, and you've never been to those places and you want to put cruising on your resume, I think this could give you that cruise,
Yeah.
I don't think it's for somebody looking for things super decorative and like this is you paid your money, but I just think it can be a potential starter cruise for somebody, very very starter at the
Yeah.
bottom.
So you would recommend first time cruisers for
I
this particular
I
ship?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
And I
I
can
would.
see a first time cruiser over, and I don't know, I'm just going to be honest. I feel like if you are that person who cruises Royal all the time,
Yeah.
hey Miranda, but not you because she did Paradise. But if you're that person who cruises with Royal all the time and you love Royal, this may not be.
Right.
And that's what we came to
It's
find out because they're like, yeah, it's different.
Right. It's a shorter cruise. It's a weekend type cruise. So you're looking at the potential of Conquest, the Sunshine, those areas, Sunrise, that clientele. Yes, I would say yes for those. If you sell those ships, Liberty,
Yeah.
Freedom, Tell, yes, you can.
But if you're an XL
Listen,
classer, if you want XL class, this is not going to be for you. Or
right.
icon, or yeah. So I
Yeah.
would totally agree. And I've been asked would I recommend this for first time cruisers? Absolutely. I would not recommend Paradise, their other ship, for first time cruisers. With it being short 2 days, they're going to be doing 3 days
Mhm.
soon. It's just not enough time, and I feel like you're going to get a better experience with Islander. But yeah, I definitely would recommend it.
I don't think I would recommend it for people that are in their mid 60s up that aren't sure footed until those
Mm,
issues get
Yeah.
that's
addressed as
true.
far as the dips in the floor plan and stuff. It's and that's unfortunate because I did see some older people trying to struggle when they were going through the doorways because it was
Mhm.
uneven. So, as we have I'm sorry, my wife doesn't let me do anything with the travel agent. As she has clients, she has to explain that to them.
Mm-hmm. Stacy says if you like Oasis class ships, Islander is not for you. I would agree with that as well. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. And that's why I
Yeah.
say that's half of me because I love Excel. I love the Oasis class ships. I love all of that. But I
Yeah.
also like to have a good time. So for me, it was do. I saw the potential. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The entertainment was great.
I was
You
gonna
have
ask.
people,
Yeah.
you had individuals flying across the stage and
Swinging
everything,
by her hair, like
swinging by
what?
hair, the
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
everything was great there.
Last question. How do you feel the entertainment compared to Carnival? Like the stage shows? Was it
What do
comparable?
you
Was
think?
it better? What do you think?
I think it's better.
I agree.
Hmm.
Same.
I think
100%.
it's comparable.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I do. So yeah, you can. Yeah, the entertainment was
Better.
on point.
It really was, and not just the stage shows, like the live entertainment. They had a lot of live entertainment, like in the atrium, in the different bars. I didn't make it to the nightclub, but just out there under the retractable roof, they had performers. So yeah, we loved. I mean,
All of it
we
was
overall
good.
had a good time.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys popping in.
Well, we
For
still.
this, we have a giveaway. We do have a giveaway.
Yes.
So, guys, if you are just tuning in, please make sure you head over, subscribe to your favorite couple. Guys, they have amazing content out there. Like I said, they have over 250 cruise vlogs And I know they have a lot more coming. We don't know what those cruises are because they pop up. We have no clue what's coming, but I'm sure we'll see them on a ship here soon, and they'll just pop up, and it'll be awesome. But we're gonna do a quick giveaway. This is gonna be very quick, very random. And so what we're giving away, we have, and we'll be mailing these to you guys. We have, and guys, I didn't steal this from the ship. it was, it was an inaugural gift. So Margaritaville at
Ooh.
Sea towel.
Didn't you just have a TikTok that said, I'm leaving here with something? I'm leaving here with something.
We have 2 Margaritaville at Sea lanyards, as well as
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Margaritaville at Sea Islander inaugural tote bag, and this one is really nice. And Margaritaville at Sea beach bag. So we're gonna give this away to someone, and we're gonna verify that you're subscribed. And if you don't win, don't go unsubscribe. You guys are gonna love their content. They're gonna have a lot more coming out. I'm assuming part 2 for your series will be out on Friday.
Yes.
What was that?
No, we was just saying yes.
Yep. So be sure to turn that notification bell on. That way you know when they release their video. It usually comes out right after or right around the same time as ours. So I haven't finished editing my vlog, but if mine's 30 minutes or less, we'll be sure to redirect to you guys. So I'm going to screenshot this. Guys, get your keyboards ready. But the first person, I'm going to take the first 2 because if the first person isn't subscribed, I'm crossing them off the list. But if you happen, they have to be subscribed.
To what?
To both your favorite couple as well as our channel. I'm assuming if you're watching here, most of you guys are probably already subscribed to our channel. But yeah, so whoever types this in first, it's based on what's showing on our screen. Because I think one time we did a giveaway and and somebody's like, oh, it said it on my, I think it shows differently. So whatever we screenshot, I'm going to post it on our social media, and that's who the winner is. But yeah, so guys, first person in the chat that can tell us, what does YFC stand for?
I can answer too because we don't have those towels.
What does YFC stand for? You say you don't have the towels? Oh, you guys didn't get the same gifts that we did.
No.
All right, your favorite couple looks like Phil and D got that first. So Phil and D,
always
I'm
cheating.
screenshotting this. It looks like they're on our end. I don't know what it's showing on your end, but it looks like we have quite a few to subscribe, guys. That's a name you're gonna remember. You're gonna want to remember. If you're not subscribed to YFC, your favorite couple, be sure to check them out.
Yes.
Be sure to check out YFC Enterprise, which is their travel agency. They have a lot of great stuff coming up. And again, congratulations on hitting 5K.
Yes.
It is only up from here. We're super excited to be part of your family. And we cruised with you guys, I think 3 times. We were on Celebration together,
Celebration.
right? Celebrity Ascent.
Mm-hmm.
And Margaritaville Sea Island. Was there another one? I'm
Yeah.
sure there's going to be more.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Was
gonna
there
be
another
more.
one?
No, it was just 3.
Okay, just 3?
Yeah, okay.
There's definitely gonna be more.
3? All right. Well, I think that's all we have. I know that, guys, I do apologize. I was trying to manage the chat and Facebook and everything. I appreciate you guys commenting, being here. Please be sure to hit the like button on this live stream. Check out your favorite couple. Be sure you continue to subscribe even if you didn't win. We might have some other giveaways. And don't forget, once we hit 25K, if we hit it before August 31st, we are giving away another cruise. And we did give away a cruise for MSC Seashore, and our guests will be with us next week during our group cruise. So be sure you stay tuned for that. But thanks again, Shelton and Ke. We appreciate it.
I did have one question for Shelton. Has Ke always let you use the camera? Or did,
Guys, he does not use a camera. He can't use his phone.
I'm just asking. Because if he gets to do it, why can't I?
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in and for being here, for all the love and support. And I saw a couple of comments on Facebook that they appreciated this chat and that they love how we can all come together as a cruise community. Guys, I can say I feel like we've been on YouTube for some time, and the cruise community is just so supportive. There's so many amazing content creators out there. We've been We've been interviewed by others. Like I said, we're going to be doing more of this. So our plan is to once a month have other amazing content creators on our channel, so we can share. I'll just have conversations about cruising, because I'm sure you guys get tired of seeing my face and hearing my voice. So it's kind of nice to hear a fresh perspective from others. So we appreciate you guys sharing what your thoughts were on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. And I think we're going to go ahead and close out. So guys, please be sure you subscribe to our channel. YFC, your favorite couple, follow them on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. Be sure you're following us as well. And you guys have a great week. We will be going live
next week sometime.
I don't know. I don't know if we're going live from our group cruise or not. Well, we'll find out. Just turn that notification bell on. We'll be going live soon. But Shelton and Ke, thank you so much, and hope you guys have a great week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for
All
having
right.
us.
We'll
And
see you
congrats
guys
on the
later. Bye,
20K.
everyone.
You gonna let me use the camera?
Oh, stop.
I'm serious. We got
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.